We're talking about movies. There's been a murder in Savannah. Alright, so Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, just recently dropped on Netflix, is the sequel to the surprise 2019 hit Knives Out, which was written and directed by Rian Johnson, who I've actually met. Here's a picture of us up on the screen right now. I'm sure he was thrilled to meet me and would remember me. But I think he is quite a good writer. I know I have some opinions on his Star Wars movie, which I will save you guys the pleasure of listening to me talk about for a later video. So you're welcome, tangent averted. But I think he's a very good director, and he's a very good writer and storyteller within the right setting. I thought Looper, that he did, was also very good, and the original Knives Out was very good. So Netflix actually paid $450 million for the rights to Knives Out 2 and 3, with Rian Johnson getting $100 million of that, and star Daniel Craig also getting $100 million of that, which is pretty nuts, and they're just living in a different world. And I thought that was kind of a wild choice for Netflix to want to pay that much for those. But here we are now, so it's out on Netflix, not in theaters. It was in theaters for 1 week, which I think that movies like this deserve to be in a theater. But it's on Netflix, so I guess that's more eyes can be on it. It just better get a Blu-ray release, because, you know, I'm a big physical media guy. It better get a Blu-ray release at some point. And I think this is a great follow-up to the original. The two don't fall into the same tropes that a lot of murder mysteries do, where they keep you guessing on who the killer could be. I know that that is one reason that I tend to not like his Star Wars movie, is because he tries to subvert too many expectations. But in the murder mysteries, I feel like it works, because they get you guessing, like, first half of the movie you think it's one person, and you're like, well, it can't be them. And it's just like everybody has a reason for potentially doing it. So it's very hard to guess who the killer is in both of the movies. I will say I did not guess the killer of this movie, which I don't know if that helps you if you want to watch it or not, if it's a good movie that I didn't guess it and I'm stupid. But you know, my sweet wife Lynn, she picked up on something during the middle of it. She figured out kind of who it was, but wasn't like 100% sure. So maybe she was more on it than I was, so she's better figuring stuff out. But I didn't figure out who the killer was. Like the first one, the cast in this one is great. They do a good job of getting pretty famous people all in a group together, but it doesn't like overshadow it. Like, I know Edward Norton is in this movie. He's a big movie star. Having all these people doesn't overshadow the plot. And really what brings all these movies together is Daniel Craig as Benoit Blanc with his southern twang. He's a great character, great detective. If you're really into murder mysteries, I think you'll love this movie. I think that they could make this, I know that they have it locked down for 2 and 3. They could make these, I think, forever and just have Benoit Blanc keep coming back and solving stuff. And as long as they keep writing it cleverly and sharp, I think that this is a franchise that could go on forever and ever, because they keep it fresh. It's a lot more nuanced than a lot of these other like murder mysteries that come out. Like Death on the Nile that just came out is a good movie that I like, but this is just like on a whole nother level than like those type of murder mysteries, where they keep you guessing, they keep it fresh, they add new layers to the story that you wouldn't see in other movies, and they really just keep the plot moving in different directions and keep you guessing. Slight criticism I have of this movie is at the beginning they try to do like some pandemic stuff where I'm just glad they moved away from it quickly, just because it kind of brought me out of the movie and I was like, okay, this doesn't really need to be in here, and it was just kind of there. I'm glad once they got to the island they moved away from that and they focused on the murder and the story. And the overall plot and the story is really good. They throw different twists in throughout it, and I think it's just a really well written movie. So recommendation, would I recommend you watch this movie? Yes. And if you haven't seen the first, I would recommend you watch the first then the second. They're really good murder mysteries, back-to-back double feature you could do. It's on Netflix, which everyone and their mother has, and even if you don't have it, your mother has it, which means you do have it, because I know everybody be sharing Netflix passwords. So it's free. I would watch it. Great movie. I think that the mystery element of it was really well put together. I think it's worth your time. I would recommend you watching it. Is it better than the first? I would say it's on par with the first. I've heard a lot of people saying it's better than the first. If you had to make me pick, I would say the first is better, but I think that they're pretty on par with each other, and they're both like elite murder mystery movies that I could easily recommend you watching. So that's my review of Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. Did they really need to put a Knives Out mystery part? I get it's a franchise and you gotta have the name recognition or whatever, but really just Glass Onion. That's my review. I think it's great. I think you should watch it. If you've seen it, comment below and let me know what you thought of it. I'll be back with more reviews coming soon, so make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and thank you guys for watching.